Hello and welcome to another video. My name is Jeffrey. This is the Inquisitive Universe and we're here to talk about the Redmi A2 Plus. Yes, it's currently trending. It's an entry-level phone that is trending. It's from Xiaomi and we're going to go straight into the review right away. No bullshit. Let's just get straight into the mix. Now, this phone is made of plastic. It's got plastic frames, got a plastic back with rounded edges, and at the top of the phone you'd find the speaker grill. Weird choice if you ask me. At the bottom of the phone you'd find a micro USB port, right, with a 3.5mm jack for audio. Now the phone, I actually like the design, I won't lie. For an entry-level phone, it actually looks really good, and I also like the camera placement as well as the use of a white and a very hard and soft flash. I think that's the right word to use. Yeah, and the phone just looks good in hand, although it's actually a little bit big at 6.52 inches. Yeah, that's the size of the screen. So we're moving on into the display now anyway. So this one's got a display that is, like I earlier said, 6.52 inches. It's an IPS LCD panel that's got 720p resolution, or high definition resolution for those who don't know what 720p is. And it maxes out at a brightness of 400 nits. Now, when you're outdoors, you may need to shield this phone a little bit, but when you are indoors, I can really attest that this display is actually looking really good. The colors pop. As you can see the red on the screen, it actually looks good. Personally, I give this display a pass. So let's move on and talk about the cameras. So on the front of the phone, you have a 5MP selfie, and these are the shots I took with the camera. What do you think? The selfie also gives us 1080p videos, capable of 720p and 1080p video. So this one I'm recording at 1080p in very bright sunshine. So yeah, I don't know, I think these results are actually quite good. So on the back you've got an 8 megapixel camera as well as a 0.08 depth sensor, which we're not going to talk about because it's actually useless. It's just for the aesthetics. Now in bright sunlight, this is what you get when you're shooting at 1080p at 30 fps. What do you think? I don't know, I think this is actually quite good, but you be the judge of that. This is also another scenario. This one is at 4 p.m. I actually think it's 5 p.m. in the evening, not 4 p.m. At 5 p.m. in the evening, the sun was already going down, which is actually kind of like the best time for you to take pictures and record video when you are out and about. And I don't know, tell me what you think. I think this 1080p video is actually really good. I think it's actually good for an entry-level phone. I'm not saying it's good for you to go and use it to compare with mid-rangers, no, but it's actually good for an entry-level phone. I think this is very usable. So if you're looking for something cheap on the side, I think this is something that you can actually go with. So yeah, with that, let's move on. Let's talk about performance. Because many young people buy phones. I've seen many people ask me on my channel, on the website, and say, hey Jeff, can this phone play eFootball? Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you that this phone does not play eFootball. As you can see, I'm on Play Store and I'm looking for eFootball, and since the phone doesn't support it, Play Store is not going to show it to me. But there are other options here that you can actually go for. Like I think Call of Duty actually works, but you're going to have to play it at low settings. You can actually play Call of Duty on this phone, but it's only going to be at low settings. There's also a whole other collection of games that you can play, as you can see on the screen. Now the reason why this is happening is because the Redmi A2 Plus uses a MediaTek Helio G36 processor, which is not up there. It's an entry-level processor, so it can only handle games that are actually light and optimized for it. Games like Call of Duty and PUBG, which have actually taken their time to optimize their games for smartphones. Barring that, there are also a whole nother collection of games, like light games that you can play, Candy Crush, many games, Score Hero, Dream Leagues Football, etc. There's a lot of games that you can actually play, but this one doesn't support heavy stuff. It doesn't support PlayStation 2 emulation, doesn't support Nintendo Switch emulation. It actually does support PlayStation 1 emulation with the DockStation emulator. It actually does support that because DockStation games for PS1 are actually very easy, and they are light, and they can run on this one. But anything heavier than that, or the other games I've mentioned, you should basically forget about it. Even the ones I've mentioned, PUBGs and the Call of Duties, you need to play those at low settings to get the best out of them. It means you're going to have to trade some graphical fidelity for some smoothness and stability. But I think that's mostly that. So let's move on. Let's talk about software. Now this phone runs Android 13 Go. Yeah, so it's basically a 32-bit software. It's going to run 32-bit apps and stuff like that. Oh, is that NEPA? Is that you? So yeah, it's going to run 32-bit software and stuff. And then the battery here, we've got a 5000 mAh battery that charges at 10 watts. So yeah, I'm basically going through the phone. You can see that the phone is actually very smooth to operate. It's actually very nice to use, so long as you don't bog it down. Please, if you're going to be using this phone, always make sure, I got the 232 variant. Always make sure you have at the very least 5 gigs of space free when you're using this one. Please always ensure that you've got 5 gigs of space free, or if not, this one is going to hang, it's going to lag, it's going to stutter, it's going to freeze, and you're really not going to like it. So for those people who are interested in seeing the gameplay, if you want me to do a gameplay review of this one, please make sure to leave comments and I will be sure to do that for you. So I got the 232 variant and it sells for around 66,800. If you want the 3 gig RAM variant, you're going to have to spend a lot more money. But that's it. I am going to be signing out now. I hope you liked the review. Please make sure to like, subscribe and share. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Bye bye guys, and take care.